this week's edition of Mainely Motorsports.
Can you and I be friends? Here we go.
This is Mainely Motorsports, a comprehensive rundown of all the local racing action with your host, Steve Perry.
People tell me, when they see me, you're the guy, the Mainly guy.
Highlights, in-depth interviews, and stories behind the action. Add to the show at 207-324-1220. Live on the radio, live video stream, and on demand as a podcast.
My goal in life is to have an empire, a Mainly empire.
Now, let's get local. Mainly Motorsports.
That's right. Welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports. I'm your host, Steve Perry, back in the studio after getting all dolled up for the 4th of July weekend. It's Debbie Dorr and
looking sweet.
It's looking sweet. I always got to have, right? She always got to outdo me, right? I got a haircut. She gets a haircut, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hers is more expensive.
Are we calling attention to your haircut, Steve? Because I didn't notice.
You didn't notice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. And obviously Andy Osti at the controls, and then we had to bring Big Greg in to fill the seat, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
Man, glad to have you.
No, always the couch of knowledge, right?
The couch of knowledge.
The couch of knowledge, or chair of wisdom. One or the other, right?
I
I like
that one.
chair of wisdom.
Chair of wisdom. You know, but no.
How's my haircut?
You got no fur. It's polished. Polished red.
Polished.
Yeah, it's polished red. But great weekend. Hopefully everybody had a great 4th of July weekend. Saw some fireworks and.
Oh, I didn't see any fireworks.
Well, you were at Oxford, so saw plenty of fireworks. But there's plenty of that to talk about during the show. But you know, some tracks got some action in over the week. A lot of the New Hampshire tracks took the weekend off, but not our friend Bobby Weber, right? You got some results from over there, and he had some action on the 4th of July, right? Or 5th of July, right?
Yeah, he raced Saturday. It was Friday night prices for Saturday night show.
That's slick. I don't know how they're able to pull that off in today's economy. You know, I mean, it's
Wisconsin does it every week.
Every week.
Yeah, I know. Wisconsin's got a little bit of a different, you know, thing to it. I would imagine. Than they don't have that. Like, what's Bob's other business?
That's it.
Yeah, if it rains, he ain't eating.
So before she gets the results, this has always been my theory.
Yeah.
Families go to the racetrack. They have a budget.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get all their money. So they're going to leave it at the concession. They're going to leave it at the whatever, the souvenir stand. You're going to get their money. You're going to get it. So
Wisconsin does a great job. They have a huge, they sell sweatshirts, T-shirts, hats.
You know, same
all
with
the
Bobby. He
knickknacks
sells the little trinket stuff. They got the bars. So you're going to get their money. So get 5 at the gate and get the rest of it somewhere else.
Yep.
Absolutely. So you want me to go with Star?
Yeah, go right in. Have
All
the
right,
bat.
let's start with Star. So in the Pro V8 Sportsman, we had Mitch Wendell. The Crown Vic Cruisers was Zach Davis. The Beer Wagon, which I have to find out a little bit more about these beer wagons.
I think that's a van.
Is it the?
You know the thing you drove the other day of mine?
Oh no, don't talk about it. So anyway, in the Beer Wagon was Adam Perkins. The Mighty Trucks was Chris Knox. The Dwarf Cars was Andrew Harmon. The Legends was Jacob Burns. The Bandoleros is David Bernier, and the Mini Cups is Kendall Whitehill.
Yeah. So then I'm going to steal your thing. So and then. Wiscasset, they had double mod features, not their crate mods, but the other ones. And Zach Bowie picked up the feature win in the first feature, and then Adam Chadbourne in the umpteenth time in the 70th something picked up the win. Mm-hmm. Over in the late models, Tiger Colby,
2 in a row.
2 in a row. Strictly Streets, Joe Harriman. First-time winner, and they're on a roll up there with first-time winners, and nothing better than first-time wins. Every time I go to a racetrack, I hope to see and witness a first-time winner, and that happened up there. The Roadrunners, same thing. Gavin Giroux, first-time winner. And then the Vintage Gang was up there. James Osmond picked up the win, as well as Addison Bowie. So a couple of first-time winners. And then Bartlett Bridge, 4th of July. Everybody kind of like, oh my goodness, why are you running on the 4th of July?
Right.
They had a huge crowd.
Of course.
Huge crowd. You know, people are looking for something to do. In the box stock division, Blake Calvert picked up the win. Over the junior sportsman, all this kid does is win races, and that's Jace Pastore. It's like his 5th win in a row at 3 different racetracks. The pro champs, Andrew McCoo. The sportsman division, Brody Dow. Senior sportsman, Carter Burnett, and the wing champs, TJ Laro.
Nice.
So back to the box stock division, Blake Calvert. So when you have 2 kids that race, Nick Calvert,
Nick was our plumber guy, right?
the plumber guy, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Woodwater. So he has 2 kids. So you always wonder and worry when you have 2 kids. If 2 kids play Little League, basketball, one's going to shine, one's going to struggle, you know what I mean? How do you deal with this? So the week before, Tucker picks up the win in the box stock division. So now you're like, how are we going to deal with this? The other one's maybe not up to speed. So the other one just says, hold my milkshake, Dad. And
Wow.
he comes
I
back
wonder
this
where he's
week.
going with
You know
that
what I
one.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you how to do this,
Yeah.
So now, what's Nick Calvert going to do? When's he going to, you know what I mean? When's he going to, walk with a little bounce in his step around the house and show the kids how it's done and pick up the win up there at Wiscasset, right?
Yeah. Well, he's been injured. He injured himself, I think, lifting weights or something, but he
Something me or
Yeah.
I'll never
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Right?
he ripped a muscle
gym.
or something in his leg.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. I
The
wasn't
only
sure
thing we'll
that.
do is twist our ankle going up to the buffet line. But,
Right on.
you know what I
Hey,
mean?
We got to thank tonight's sponsors, too, for, chipping in on another edition of Mainly Motorsports. I believe this is episode 703. Rejuvenate Canico. They have amazing.